In 1974, one of the most astonishing archaeological finds of all time was unearthed at Xi'an near the tomb of China's first emperor, Emperor Qin. A grand army of over 6,000 terracotta soldiers. The enormity of the site, the realism, the artistic quality of the work stun the mind. Each figure a unique likeness of a person living 22 centuries ago. Once they were clad in splendid colors, but today, even with modern cleaning methods, they emerge as faded ghosts in gray-brown monotone. But now, with new techniques developed by John Asmus, an American research physicist, it is hoped to restore the colors to their former glory. His laser-based technique has been developed from a method he stumbled across many years ago when producing holograms of faded Venetian art treasures.
We came across it by accident. I think it comes to serendipity. To make the hologram, you need a laser. So we had a laser there. And one of the people we were working with, an art conservator in Venice, said, why don't you try cleaning some of these statues? Cleaning is the most difficult operation we have in saving these statues, and we need a better technique. And we were all amazed that it worked.
It has worked so well, the laser cleaning system is now very evident, particularly here in Italy. This is Cremona to the north. It's square dominated by the terrazzo and its astronomical clock. Built in 1583, it's one of the best known examples of Renaissance mechanical engineering. Cremona is more familiar, though, as the birthplace, some 350 years ago, of one Antonio Stradivari, creator of the world's most famous violins. 10 minutes of daily playing keeps the resonance of these violins as subtle as Stradivari intended. For the rest of their life, they lie in state in the Palazzo Comunale, whilst outside, the ravages of the 20th century are slowly destroying other treasures.
This is a portion of this cathedral in Cremona. And obviously this wasn't intended by the original artist to be black. It was originally, in this case, a warm orangey tone. And what happened is that the Industrial Revolution came along and air pollution started attacking the surface and turning the surface black. And the feature of the laser technique that gives you a successful cleaning is that the color of the laser can be adjusted so that it selectively attacks and removes by vaporization the incrustation material without coming into physical contact with the underlying material.
Working alongside colleague Giancarlo Calcagno, John Asmus is currently applying his techniques to Cremona's famous 12th century cathedral, and in particular, the 4 prophets that guard the entrance to the cathedral's royal doorway. For 800 years, Isaiah, Isaac, Daniel, and Jeremiah have watched over and given strength to the townspeople of Cremona. But now, they themselves are crumbling away.
The stone now has about the strength of a sugar cube, and we have to remove the pollution deposits on the surface to prevent further deterioration of the stone, and that's where the laser fits in. The laser can remove very selectively and very specifically the chemicals that are eating the stone without disturbing the stone itself.
We are 26 and 27 centimeters.
What's a typical kind of a laser that is used here in Italy?
All right.
Okay, fire.
Good.
That looked better.
Better.
Okay, let's go with that.
When everything is lined up and that beam is where you want it, the high power laser is pulsed, and for a brief split second, the surface here increases in temperature by perhaps 1,000 degrees. During that time, the black incrustation vaporizes, uncovers the white stone, which reflects any further laser light, and so you have this self-limiting effect.
The work is painstaking and time-consuming. This statue will take 2 weeks to clean, but it will still be open to the elements.
If we simply cleaned the stone and exposed the normal surface of the stone to the environment, the deterioration would go on much more rapidly. One uses silicone, epoxy, and acrylic resins to hold the deteriorating grains of stone together, but without sealing the stone. Therefore, the stone can continue to breathe, but the individual mineral grains are protected from the corrosive elements.
150 kilometers away in Vicenza, the 17th century church of San Lorenzo is testimony to the extraordinary techniques of John Asmus and his team.
And this is the result we're striving for. The patina that belongs with the stone has come out, the natural colors are there, and we have something that's going to last for a number of generations before we have to worry about this church again.
John Asmus is clearly motivated by an intense interest in the application of science to art. Already, thanks to his enterprise, leather, ceramics, bronze, glass, even books eaten by mildew can be cleaned with specially adapted lasers.
Here we began by using one of the properties of lasers, which is the ability to concentrate energy. In China, we're going to have to utilize the ability to concentrate energy and the ability to get a very specific color, a very specific wavelength, so that we can effect a chemical change that will bring back the glorious colors that the terracotta soldiers have been deprived of for the last 2,000 years.
Laboratory tests have proved Asmus's ideas work, and later this year he'll return to Xi'an and pass on his knowledge to the Chinese. He'll take with him a Rolex Award for an original idea that will restore what has been described as possibly the most significant archaeological find of the 20th century.